What's good, everybody? You see me again. You hear me again. Ha ha ha. Happy New Year's, everybody. You know who's talking live and direct from this mic. You feel me? You know me. Don't act like you don't know me. Nah, it's Joe, man. Hopping back on the mic once again, 2021. I would have had a nice intro, but shit. I've been gone for so long, man. Yeah, I didn't know. I was going to make some dope ass rhyme after that, but shit. How you guys doing, man? How you guys feeling? How you guys breathing? To everyone that's listening, shit. I don't know if it's a good thing to hear my voice back again, but I had to come back on knowing that this shit is what I like to do. I've been spending so much time away from the mic, a couple months, not gonna lie. Don't come at me, but it was definitely it was worth it, just being away from time. Had school, had a couple priorities to put in front first. But this was definitely down the list of priorities to come back to. So I'm back, and it feels good to be back. It feels good to kind of like have myself in tune into the mic and speak what's on my mind. Because even being away from the mic, I still had a lot of time to talk to myself, figure things out, figure things to talk about. But this episode is kind of just dedicated to like a reflection of what 2020 was. And I'm speaking for myself, and hopefully what I say can hopefully, re- relate to what you guys were going through to whoever's listening to this. So stay tuned, and yeah, let's have some good time, and let's go down the list of what I thought 2020 was, how it how I looked at it, and what lessons I took away from it. Especially just going into 2021 now. And yeah, no, 2020 was definitely a very interesting year for the least, for everybody around the world. But yeah, we'll definitely dive into that, and stay tuned, guys. Continue hearing this. And thank you for tuning in into the Urban Legend Podcast with your host, JoJo, aka Joe Chioyo. Ha.
It's an urban legend.
So check it. 2020. I don't even know how to begin talking about 2020, but I can say it for myself at least. It was definitely a lot of growth. A lot of lessons, a lot of blessings. You know what I'm saying? A lot of failures, but a lot of wins. And with everything that happened, we all know. The coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? Coronavirus. Shit, Cardi B got me talking like that, but nah, man, the coronavirus hit the whole world, and it was such a shock. Because it just came out of nowhere at first. People are like, okay, they're gonna close down the borders, and next thing you know, okay, every country's on lockdown for how long? Some countries already on lockdown before the rest of the world, but for the rest of the world, for the countries that were all in together at the same time, it kind of like everything just shut down. People stopped going to work. You know, I had I was in my last couple weeks of my semester, and I had to go online and kind of figure things out. But yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy time, and this was all in March, and through that time, like the beginning of it, I was like, yo, this shit is gonna like start, it's gonna end in a couple months. Like, this shit ain't serious, you know what I'm saying? But who knew this shit was gonna last till now, you know? And for 2020, it was like, man, the lessons, like, I don't even know how to begin, but I'm just, who knows how long it's gonna, like, this episode's gonna be, but shit, let's dive in. But yeah, for me, like, the first lesson I got was like, from seeing how many small businesses were like not gonna like pull through. How many small businesses had to shut down because of coronavirus. They taught me one thing, and the first lesson was like, you can plan as much as you want, but like things like coronavirus can just like fuck up your plans in a way that like you gotta start over, or you gotta find a different stream to go through. And I think for the most part, like, everything's in God's hands. That was like the first lesson, is like God's timing. You know what I mean? Like, I want to speak for myself, for everyone. Like, I don't want to go too much into religion, but like, yeah, you know what I mean. So like, or you could say it's the universe timing. You know what I mean? Like, you can plan as much as you want, but eventually the universe is gonna laugh back at you, and some shit's gonna happen. So that was the first lesson. And for all the small businesses that failed through this tough times. Like hopefully you guys go strong and go harder. Cause man, I'm sure there was gonna be some crazy businesses that were gonna take over. You know, but for the early beginnings of my coronavirus, like it was different. You know what I mean? Like I just I left the crib. You know what I mean? And I was on my own. That was my first. Like 2020 was definitely my first year ever being on my own in a way that like I had to finally test my what my parents taught me. You know what I mean? Like I had to test that to the world. And kind of see like who am I as a person, as an individual. And it was definitely a breakthrough year for the least, because now to be on your own, I finally realized there's a lot of things you gotta prioritize. You know what I mean? And if you got your priorities in check first, everything falls in line after that. And I think that's like the one of the biggest lessons I learned. And for the most part, cooking, cleaning, taking care of myself, like it was pretty chill, because like I would say, like, for myself, I'm a very clean person. Like I like order. I like organization. So, and cooking is like I love food. So for me, like shit, I can whip myself something for myself. And that's very easy, like using the ingredients I have at the crib. But I want to quickly give a shout out to all the homies that really supported me through that time. Because it was not easy. What I'm saying, to move out of the crib and kind of figure things out, especially during the coronavirus. You know what I mean? Like and the contrast about that whole thing was like coronavirus. The hope everyone's like, yo, this brings you closer to your family and stuff. And I was still close to my family, but it really pushed me away and from my family and kind of like made me do things on my own. During the tough times, but. I pulled through, and, for me, like, I definitely prioritize my shit, But moving on, moving into the summer of Corona, like, shit was weird, what I'm saying? Not being out at parties as often, not going out to the, to the malls, to the clubs as the people wanted to, it was definitely different atmosphere, and, like, I mean, for my people, for my dogs, we still made it lit, we still found ways to kind of still have fun, but also, be respectful, be responsible in a way that we're not, bringing back the coronavirus back to our parents that we lived, or my friends who my parents lived with, and it was cool. So shout out to the dogs, man. Shout out to the Bird's Nest for really like turning up summer, because summer was, that shit was lit. You know what I'm saying? Like we made the best of it, and and in summer it was like, it's so weird, like you know what I'm saying? Like I don't know how people enjoyed their summer, but I hope everyone that tried to at least make the best of it. I know a lot of people were doing like online classes and online school, and like that's still a lot, because like you come from going 2019 fall to 2020 winter, right? And then 2020 like spring, right? Like semesters, and like that's a whole year of schooling just at home, And yeah, I think like that's also one thing I want to talk about, is like the people that were like in schools, the entire year. Like that's crazy. Like kudos to you guys, but like shit, like I could only imagine like just being in front of your computer the entire time, but also trying to find a way to like still have a social life and stuff. But yeah, no, like 2020 was definitely a year, like it was crazy, what I'm saying? So the lessons I really learned, like I will go into lessons, but the lessons I learned, like especially in 2020, is like, so like surround yourselves with people who love you, what I mean? People who support you, and who you support back, because a lot of people lost, like friends. A lot of people lost, partners. A lot of parents, a lot of families were getting divorces, and like it really tested like who do you trust, and who doesn't piss you off the most, that you really love, in a way that I can say. Like for me, it was like my boys, what I mean? Like so surrounding yourself with people that, lift you up and you lift them back up. Like I think it's so important, and coronavirus really taught me that, or even just 2020 alone, is really supporting and being there with the ones that got you. Another lesson was, when prioritizing, making sure that you're on your shit. I think that's important, like knowing, like I think that, like, one thing I really realized is I'm growing, and like as an individual, like like, you know, it's weird. Like, I got time, but I don't got time, you know, just because, you know, with the way everyone moves, like, what your schedule is, you know, and stuff. But prioritizing your life and what's in your life is really important, you know, because all that fun stuff is going to come later. I don't want to talk like an old man, but, like, you know, like, it's really true. Like, we got to work hard in our 20s, like, real hard, you know, because, like, the world's also evolved, like, moving up and evolving in a way that, like, you know, shit, making 100 grand isn't, you know, shit, you're making 100 grand and what, you know. So, like, if we can find different streams and different ways to elevate ourselves as individuals and pick things up, you know, as we go, like, I think that's dope. Like, that's why, like, even this podcast is like a crazy thing, because, like, I picked it up earlier in you know, just throughout 2020, trying to keep a consistency of doing this, and I realized, like, yo, like, I finally, like, this is something now that's in my backpack. I can just take it out and continue, you know, working on it and stuff like that. So it's a process, and, you know, to everyone that found something new skills, like, keep working on that, you know. And, like, it's the consistency is definitely, like, the most important, you know. But as long as you, like, put that, like, in your priority list, you know, as something to do, man, you can go far, you know. And, like, for me, like, once again, like, this shit, talking to the mic, like, fuck, like, it's so, I don't know, like, it puts me in a mood, it puts me in a zone where I could just chill, you know. I can spend my time away from the TV, away from my phone, you know, away from just the things that easily distract me, you know. And I can just, like, you know, it's meditating, I guess you could say, in a way, you know. But yeah, 2020 was definitely one with the dogs, you know. Met a couple of people, met new friends, you know what I mean, like, you know, and it was dope, you know, like, for my family especially. Like, it was dope seeing my family grow, because, like, I everyone, like, was on their shit, you know what I mean. Everyone was just focused, you know what I mean. Like, everyone is really just focused. I guess focus was the word of 2020, if not for everybody, you know what I mean. And my family's good, you know what I mean. It's good to see, like, everyone just grow. Like, one thing I realized is everyone is growing. Like I see my mom's, like, a couple times, and, like, just to see her, like, I realize, like, she's also learning new things, but she's also growing. And it's so, like, it's crazy sometimes. I don't know. I don't want to go into a whole rant about that, but yeah, like, so I love you, Ma. Like, if you're ever gonna listen to this, I love you. Like, thanks for everything, really, you know. Okay, so now on to, I guess, my failures of 2020, the L's I took, the setbacks I took, you know. Wow, I don't know. It's, as a kid, I'll say this. As a kid, I hate losing. You know, I hated going through tough times, because it hurt, was painful. You know what I mean? But the older I got, and the more I started going through some BS and just going through my experiences, I realized that it's the losses, you know, that make who you are, because those are the lessons, you know. And, you know, some lessons are definitely more harsher and more painful than others, you know, but it's how you carry yourself, you know, after that lesson. It's how you carry yourself through those tough times that define who you are. And those are the most important parts, because those are the parts you get to be proud of when you see yourself go through something so harsh, you know, that some people don't really understand, or some people don't pay mind to, you know. And for 2020, like, everyone took an L. I don't care where you are in the world, like, you took an L, you know, financially, you know, physically, mentally, you know, everything, you know. And my L's, like, this 2020 was, you know, I guess, like, not even L's. I don't want to say L's. Like, I think that's just, like, I'm going to keep talking about my losses, but failures, just things, lessons, like, I really learned, like hard lessons I learned was, you know, you can't make everyone happy, you know. Like, I can't, and I'm not here to please everybody, you know. And I don't want to talk like a dickhead. Like, I'm not no dickhead or anything like that, but, like, no one can ever make everyone happy, you know. Like, we're all gonna have our lows, and that's okay, you know. Another thing is like everyone deals with stress differently, you know. And once you recognize how people deal with different things, it's up to you to respect that, but also not resent it, but also like embrace it in a way that, you know, you're learning something from that person, how they deal with that, but also you don't just watch them and not help, you know. Understanding what people go through is like a huge thing. Like I realized, you know, I was on my own. Like once again, like I moved out, and a lot of the times, like I got to, you know, walk on my own and go to the park, you know, like just do things on my own, sketch, you know, and like do things on me, you know, and through the time being alone, like I really got to dive deep into like my memory bank, and just like things that, you know, maybe I didn't understand in the past, you know, like, but like from just situations with people, you know, friends, family, just things that I've done or said to people, you know. And I was like, damn, like maybe I didn't understand what they're going through. And, you know, it was such a powerful like revolution for me. At least I could speak for myself, because it was like, wow, like I didn't understand that in the moment, you know. And like at that time, whatever the situation was, you know, for example, with my sister or my brother or my boys, you know, but it was like, yo, like I wasn't understand what they're going through, you know. And that made me grow, you know. That was such a beautiful moment for me, at least, because it was like, damn, like this is dope, you know. So like that was like a hard lesson, you know. It was like, yo, like you know, you can't make everyone happy, and that's it. And you gotta understand what people go through, you know, because there was some shit that I said and I didn't know what people were going through, and I fucked it up, you know. I dropped the bag, you know. I dropped the ball, you know. Okay, so one of the biggest ones, another big one I learned was like you can't control everybody. Like, not in a way like I'm a control freak, but I'm gonna paint your picture. So for me, like I like once again, like I like order, you know what I mean? Like I like just like I like clean shit, you know what I mean? So my first, like just a quick story. My first time being out of my, like one of the first times being out of my, one of the first cribs I was at this last year. I was with a couple of roommates, you know, and you know, just to live in an environment where other people live differently, you know, that I'm out of my own element, you know. It was different, you know. And like I don't know, like, you know, some people just be they clean different, you know what I'm saying? Some people are just on different cleaning schedules as I am, but for me, and I don't want to parent them, you know. That was something I really like, and that was a big thing, was like I sometimes feel like if someone doesn't understand what I understand, I gotta like tell them, you know, even if you're older than me, you know. And I did that a couple times, you know, and I learned through doing that some people get pissed if you try to parent them and try to really tell them, like try to put them out of their own element, you know. And like I clashed heads a lot, because I'm that type of person. It's like, yo, if you're doing something wrong, I'm gonna check you for that, like whoever you are, you know. And once again, I had to realize that some people take that pressure differently, you know, and they really go into like a shell, you know. And I don't know, like that shit like that was a big lesson, you know. It was like, and like I felt bad in a way. It was like, damn, like I see, like I look like a dickhead, you know, like especially the way I come across, you know. Like I guess like it's a lot of, you know, a lot of pressure, like, and there's a lot of like, I guess, a lot of pressure applied when I talk to people, apparently, you know. But yeah, just I guess giving people their space, and you know. But yo, fuck, man, like, it's kind of hard too sometimes, because it's like, you know, you gotta take care of yourself, you know. Fuck, man, like, this is how your parents raised you. That's how I look at it, you know what I mean? Because if my mom was there, you know, and I was doing something funny, she would check me for it, you know. But I don't know, like that was, some people are weird sometimes, man. I don't know what be happening, but yo, if you don't like clean the dishes after you eat, or like at least clean the dish, you know, like if you leave dishes in the sink for more than 3 days in the sink, not even more than 3 days, more than a day in the sink, there's something wrong with you. I don't care who you are. There's literally something wrong with you. You know what I'm saying? But that's all I'm gonna say for now, really. To move away from a less, I guess, distracting topic, and more into like really the highlight of my 2020, I would say. The highlight of my 2020 was going skydiving. Period. You know, Skydiving. Who would have thought? You know, a lot of people probably are never gonna go skydiving in their lives, or end up doing it later in their lives. But I want to say that was the most craziest thing I've done, and I know that's the most craziest thing a lot of people will do. Just because, bro, like, you are literally jumping out of a moving object in the sky. That to me was crazy. But how did it come above? I mean, it was an activity, I guess, that was spoken of amongst the guys and just friends, for a long time, and we all had the balls, we grabbed our balls and said, let's do it, and we also had a lady friend who came through, and that was dope, just with the homies. Skydiving for me, like, that's the highlight, because like, I'm afraid of heights, like I'm afraid of like just looking down at a certain height, but it didn't really hit me that I was skydiving until like they opened that door. Like, even when we paid like for our tickets, even when we were putting the harnesses on, like, and getting on the plane and flying like 13,000 feet up in the sky, like, it didn't hit me like literally until like they open the door, you look down and you just see just earth, you just see everything, you know what I'm saying? And that was crazy. And the guy, like the jumpers that you go with, like, they're making jokes. The guy that I had, he was trying to, he's trying to mess around, tell me, oh, this is my first time jumping out of a plane. I'm looking at him like, bro, like, don't play around, like, you better deploy that chute, you know what I'm saying, in time, like, that's the only thing I'm afraid of, either like there's holes in that chute, but like, they make sure to pack the parachutes, right and in order, but nah, man, like just doing that with the guys was dope. And what was really cool about that experience was like how free you are, like the moment you jump out of that plane, like, you first realize you're falling, and it's not like you're falling like 10 feet and you're about to hit something. Like, you're falling 13,000 feet until you hit something, so you got time to, like, figure a strategy. But our strategy was having a parachute. But yeah, like, once you fall, you feel free in terms of like, you just feel the air, and you get a different perspective of how small we are, and the areas we live in. Like, we're in Gatineau, and like we went to Gatineau to go jump, and just to jump out, like, I got to see like so much of just Gatineau, being so high up, and I was like, wow, we are tiny, and it was such a liberating activity, one of the most, like, and I want to do it again, like there's talks about that, but for everyone that's listening, to anyone that has that fear of heights, like I do, like, I really still, I'm still kind of still shook, but like, to jump out of a plane, I'll do it again, because that was really fun, and I'm not gonna lie, like, even a week into, like, after I did it, like, I was still getting like these weird like daydreams and like flashbacks, of me like just feeling air. Like, it was crazy. Like, I was just having a whole like crazy euphoric like sensation, like, on like certain times, but yeah, for the most part, 2020, like, that, that was cool. And yeah, you guys should all try it. To anyone that's really down to do it, like, I say, yo, go for it, and do it to people you like, do it with people like people you fuck with. Like, it's more cooler because then you can all just jump out, see each other's reactions, kind of like pump each other up, and that's the cool part about it. So yeah, skydiving. And shout out to Barnes, shout out to Petro, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Shane, shout out to Morgan. That was really cool, to do that with you guys. Like, that was dope. So how I got to end my 2020 was really It was really just in school. You know, I'm in my last year of school now. Actually, my last semester, but my last year. It was interesting, you know, starting September. Started September really off online. It's pretty cool, you know, but I realized like something like once again like Corona, just the whole COVID situation of 2020 really it really made me focus, and that's the like I'm going back to that word focus, you know, in terms of like I really stuck through school. Like I had no choice, you know, I had no choice but to do schoolwork, and it was such a stressful time for me, but also such a very exciting time because it pushed me closer to my goal of graduating in my architectural technology program. And like that's just like the best part, you know, is really realizing like all that hard time and all the time that I put is really now gonna like give me something so rewarding, you know, finally, because I was never the type of person to like school. Like I knew high school was like yo, as long as you pass high school, you know, high school is not really the test. It's what you do after high school that's really the test, and that was my mindset through high school. So high school never bothered me, but it was like once I knew if I'm outside of high school and I figure something to do for my career, I have to now put all that mental focus onto this and really study and really do all-nighters, because there was a lot of all-nighters in this program, and they're worth it, you know, because like I had to get my schoolwork done. And even though some days like I like it was hard because I had all-nighters and had to go to class at 8 a.m. It still taught me that like as like I'm still working hard and still working towards a goal, and that I'm not doing it because of nothing, you know. Some people don't pull all-nighters. Some people are like, I'm just, you know, for me it was like I had to pull all-nighter because I really wanted to get that, you know, to really graduate. And yeah, the end of the 2020 was really just being in school and really focusing on that. So everyone that's in school and really, you know, for working towards a goal, you know, I really encourage you guys, like, go for that goal. You know what I'm saying? Like we're only getting older, you know, we're only learning new things every year, every second as we breathe, you know. So, and you know, we're always going to be working, you know, as humans. So keep working towards whatever goal you guys are. Even it doesn't have to be school. It can be like it be something like stocks or something like a sports, anything, you know. And but as long as you work towards that goal, you know, and you realize that it's going to take a lot of hard work, a lot of time, a lot of energy, but it's a passion of yours, then do it, you know. And once again, like this episode was just me really just, you know, coming back and giving you guys another peep of who I am, you know, as an urban legend, you know, someone that you guys don't really see often, but someone you guys get to hear about, you know. Like shit, I really love that this whole urban legend thing, because it means so much to me, man. Like as I said, like I'm not doing this because I'm not doing a podcast because okay, everyone's on that trend. I'm doing a podcast because shit, I actually like talking, you know what I'm saying? Like it's just dope, you know. And I appreciate everyone that listens and tunes into this, because like I have love for all you guys, you know. And I really also want to just say shout out to all the dogs, man. Shout out to everyone that knows me. Shout out to everyone that supports me, really, you know. And everyone, even though we might not talk, I don't know who you are, but we might not talk as often. As long as we acknowledge each other somehow and still give each other the respect, that's all I ask for, is, you know, is respect, you know, before anything, you know. So this is JoJo coming to you with just another episode, man. And there's gonna definitely be more of this, so stay tuned, and peace.